Welcome to the Emerald Isle. Look at it. This country has more than its fair share of picture-perfect postcards, but that is not why I am here, for I am the thirsty traveler. And the pot of gold at the end of my rainbow is the perfect pint of Irish Stout.
The Irish and a pint of stout. They seem to be inseparable. It's said that St. Patrick himself was fond of his pint, and he even had his own personal brewer. In Dublin alone, there's a 300-year history of brewing.
Welcome to the new city of Dublin, a city of change, as you can see by all the cranes behind me. A place where you're just as likely to find people drinking champagne as they are stout. Let's face it, Dublin is Stout Town.
At one time, there were hundreds of breweries and over 1,500 alehouses and taverns, serving a population of less than 70,000 people. In those days, it was said that brewing was the very marrow of Dublin town. But when you're talking about Irish Stout, you have to talk about the one brewery synonymous with that black gold. Welcome to the home of Guinness, where nothing is done in a small way.
This is it, the original 9,000-year lease signed by Arthur Guinness in 1759 for the low, low price of only £45. This guy was thinking, and if I do my math right, he's got just under 8,800 years left on the thing. Genius.
Arthur Guinness started brewing here at St. James's Gate in 1759. 10 years later, he was exporting his new Irish Stout. 34 years later, Guinness was the largest brewery in Ireland. 53 years after that, Guinness became the largest brewery in the world.
Larger than life? No, think again. This is the real deal. A working copper that once held 172,000 pints of stout. Hello! I love a full stout. In the day or the night, the morning or noon, I love a full stout.
Going through their multi-million-dollar interpretive center is an extraordinary experience. Your every sense is literally bombarded. This is truly Disneyland for the stout lover.
They say this is the best part. Oh, come on. Look at this place. It's like heaven with a bar.
But stout, or porter as it was originally called, was actually invented in England. So why did it become Ireland's national drink? Well, the best place to find out is by simply pulling up a stool. This is the place. I'm meeting up with Jack Lynch, actor, poet, raconteur, to see if he can explain why hidden within a pint of this dark elixir resides the quintessence of the Irish.
We say there's eating and drinking in it.
It's like a meal.
Yeah.
It's a beer that drinks like a meal.
Yeah. The colour, sometimes the pint is described as a pint of the black stuff, or the black man, or the priest. This would be the collar, the priest's collar. But to me, like, the taste is what makes it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a creamy taste. Plenty of body, as I said. Tart to a degree. But with a suggestion of possibilities.
What do you mean by that?
Adventure, poetry, romance, philosophy.
Okay, now you're getting me. Now he's hooked me. He's hooked me. We have to stay with him a bit.
Well, I remember a pint drinker saying to me one time, sudden prayer makes God jump. Now, if that man hadn't been sitting there drinking that particular pint on that particular day, that insight wouldn't have come to him, and the insight would have been lost to us all. And it's important that it's well pulled.
Yes.
It's supposed to take 119 seconds to pour it.
Yeah.
From the time you put the empty glass under your tap to the time you set the full glass in front of your salivating customer.
Give them a sad story, you know. The press back. This used to take 7 years to learn. Then they reduced it to 5.
I'm doing it, and I have a one-night apprenticeship in pouring stout here in Ireland. Okay, so
I put that to the glass.
Then it was time to learn the fine art of pouring the perfect pint.
Keep it there.
keep it right there.
Yeah.
See, when am I stopping?
No, you just.
Oh, okay.
No, you can stop it now. Stop it now. That's all right. Let her settle now. Let her settle.
Okay, well,
That was well done.
that's not too bad so far. Yeah, but the most
The
important
end
part's
product.
to come, right? Okay, and then how am I going to finish? Big finish here.
Big
This
finish.
is kind of
Yeah,
a
well, we
big
have to
showy.
wait.
This is all important. So in.
Push back. Push right this time. Yeah.
Tell me when.
That's grand. That's grand. Yeah. Just let her settle there for a minute. Yeah, you leave it proud of the rim.
Okay, here at the cobblestone, they give it the lucky third, right there.
Yeah. Drop from the cat. As they say.
A drop for the cat. It might not be good enough for the Irish, but it's good enough for the thirsty traveler. Cheers.
Well, I spent the rest of my night practicing the perfect pour.
A pint of play.
Tomorrow, I discover the shrouded secrets to brewing the perfect Irish stout. For over 100 years, there were less than a handful of breweries producing Irish stout. But today, there's a renaissance of sorts happening. Small microbreweries are popping up all over Ireland, producing their own new award-winning traditional Irish stouts. I'm off to discover the secret of one of them.
Ah, here it is. Dublin Brewing Company. Here we are. I'm home. Ah.
No. Kevin,
Hello.
nice to meet you.
Nice to
Welcome.
meet you.
Welcome
Thank
to
you
the
very
brewery.
much. This is pretty fabulous looking. Stout.
Stout.
You're going to teach me about stout.
Absolutely. Well, you've come to Dublin, so it's the home of good stouts. Traditionally, this part of town was home to up to about 50 or 60 both breweries and distilleries. We're trying to go some way towards reviving that tradition by being a small brewery and brewing Dublin Stout in the middle of Dublin town. You know.
Just the way it was done.
Just the way it was done.
So this is it? This is where it all begins?
This is our brew house, so this is where the process begins, absolutely. When you're making beer, okay, what the beautiful reaction is yeast eats sugar and produces alcohol.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a very simple,
Very simple.
age-old process.
Yeah, a God-given process. So what we got here is the basic materials for making Dublin Stout.
The basic beer ingredients haven't changed much since the 5th century, and even earlier. It's a simple recipe, really. 95% is water, 4% is alcohol, and 1% wheat, hops, and barley.
By just taking the barley and just roasting it in the kiln, you get that lovely burnt flavour coming through, which is unique to Arthur Guinness, who came up with that idea. It also gives that creaminess, which gives us that nice white creamy head.
You can taste it just in there.
Fantastic burnt toast flavour, absolutely lovely.
I like this. I'm
it's-
eating this
yeah,
whole
it's-
tray. I'm taking it with me on the tour. Sorry.
It's a damn good snack.
You mix up your milled grains in the big copper and infuse them with hot water. It's like making a big cup of tea. After a good little cook, you separate the liquid from the grains and put it back into the copper to cook a little more. This is when you add your hops. Hops are the ingredient that helps give each brew some of its own aroma and uniqueness. Then it's chilled and pumped down to the fermentation tanks. Finally, the yeast is added and starts to work its magic. Then into a holding vessel to be aged.